Okay, here's a question. What do two 50-something empty nesters who just lost their jobs do with the rest of their lives? They moved to Costa Rica. What else? What started out to be a Costa Rican vacation became a due diligence tour. Our goal was to answer the burning question, does moving to Costa Rica make sense, or are we just out of our freaking minds? Our plan was to spend an intensive week just getting to know this wonderful country. Our first 3 days were dedicated to checking out the potential living areas throughout the Central Valley. Generally overlooked by all the big bus tours, we wanted to gain a bit more insight into the typical Costa Rican lifestyle. So we visited local markets and even stopped into a pharmacy. Grocery shopping seemed to satisfy everybody's requirements, from the very gringo-friendly superstores all the way down to the small local markets located throughout every small town. Buying medications was also an eye-opening experience. Most medications can be purchased directly over the counter without the need of a doctor's prescription. Plus, they were a hell of a lot cheaper. When not out touring the Tico countryside, our nights were spent back at the bed and breakfast in Alajuela. The Trapp Family Inn turned out to be an unexpected surprise. Located just minutes from the San Jose airport, this hidden oasis provided a much-needed respite to our days of intensive education. And along with our wonderful night's rest, each morning we were treated to a traditional Costa Rican breakfast featuring gallo pinto, a beans and rice dish followed by cups of the best coffee ever.
Andy's playing on the internet. I'm finishing up my breakfast. I never thought I'd ever eat beans and rice for breakfast, but it is really quite tasty.
So now, let's get in gear and do a little touring.
We're in the little town of Sarsado. I'm sure I'm saying it completely wrong.
Sarsado.
I can't roll my
Sarsado. Roll your R.
It won't work. I couldn't do it in Spanish class, can't do it now. Quaint little town, really quaint. These topiaries are amazing. I think Tim went to go sit down, but I think we broke him today. He actually smiled and laughed.
Outside right now, the city of Ciudad Colón. What's really very difficult for us to get used to is in the city, the houses were very small, built on top of one another, and razor and concertina wire everywhere, bars on the windows. But it's very difficult to get an idea what these places look like based on just the outside. Tim tells us that you go inside of these places, and they're beautiful on the inside. I guess it is very, very difficult to go ahead and judge a book by its cover.
Like that. Down here in this culture, people live inside their houses. There's a house near where I live, and you walk up to it, it's extremely ugly. Okay? I mean, far worse than that. Big steel doors, you can't see anything. But you go inside, and it's 17,000 square feet of marble, 2 swimming pools, several tennis courts, 2 bowling alleys, and like a 35-room mansion. But if you look at it from the street, it's ugly. And that's what you're going to find in Costa Rica.
But yesterday we spent the whole day with him. He picked us up, we met his wife, we had breakfast, and then we went ahead and started looking around the small little towns. He represents the negative side of Costa Rica, where if we did the baby boomers, it would be the hearts, the roses, the lollipop part of Costa Rica. So I think we're getting the two extremes. So I hope today will be a better day. We saw a couple of towns that were real shitholes. I admit it, I'm a snob. Well, Andy doesn't want to admit it, but he's as much as a snob as I am, and he likes nice things too. So let's go get our guy before he'll start bitching at us about being late.